We all got 24 hours a day, and it's the way that we use our phones that shows whether if we're wasting our time or not. So, since the last video that I made about the top iPhone apps of the month did a pretty good job, I wanted to make another video and show you some useful apps that might change the whole experience that you got on your iPhone. So welcome to the second episode of the top iPhone apps of the month. So the first app that I want to show you is called iScanner, and it's pretty straightforward. You could simply use it and scan any type of document if you want, then you could export it into a PDF or a JPG or any format that's available. It does some processes and adjustments just to make it more like paper-like. The good thing about this app is that it's free. Yes, it does have some premium features, and yes, the free version will definitely show you some ads, which is a little bit annoying. But the thing is that it does the job right. Okay, so the next app is pretty useful because it lets you to open any app that you want without fully unlocking your phone. As you know, Apple introduced the lock screen widgets with the introduction of iOS 16. It's pretty useful, but the lock launcher is even more useful than the basic stuff that comes with the OS itself. So basically what you have to do is to download the app obviously, then you open it up. Down there, tap on the widgets icon, then you could choose your favorite apps on your widgets. But keep in mind that the free version will only let you to choose 2 apps. For example, I've set the first digit for WhatsApp and the second for Telegram. And then you just have to swipe down and hold your lock screen, then tap on the empty box below the clock and choose lock launcher. And then you have to choose the widgets you set. And the good thing is that it's not only for apps, you could even use shortcuts too, which is pretty useful indeed. So the next app is about customization. I know, iPhone really lacks some customization elements, but Apple introduced some pretty decent features with iOS 18 and lots of bugs of course. But this specific app that I want to talk about is about wallpapers, and man, there are some fine wallpapers in there. It's called One for Wall Wallpapers. I'm not sure why the name is like this, but it's a pretty fun app. You just have to open it and you got tons of categories to choose from. For example, I want to choose cyber. Okay, maybe not cyber. Let's go for amulet. Okay, let me see. This one is awesome. Yeah, I like this one. So I tap on save and bam, it's in my gallery. The good thing about this app is first, it's free. 2, you get tons of wallpapers with high qualities, and you can change the color tone to whatever you want. So let's choose it from the gallery and set it for a wallpaper. Let me click on share and wallpaper and done. So yeah, if you're someone who looks for fancy wallpapers with high quality, this app is definitely for you. Make sure to check it out. Okay, so the next app is pretty useful for those who want to get access to the text that they copied on their iPhone and iPad. I mean, sometimes you might just have to save a credit card number or a phone number, but the thing is that whenever you copy something on iPhone, it just disappears after a few minutes. But with Xclip, you could just save the text and you could go and check it out after a year or so. This app is pretty easy to use. I mean, you just have to open the app and then you see all the texts that you copied. You simply just have to copy the text and open up the app and tap on allow paste, and then it's done. Now if you don't want to open the Xclip anytime that you want to save a text, you just have to use the background listen, but it's a bit annoying because it shows a pop-up and it doesn't go away. But there's a better way. Let me show you. So what you have to do is just to go through settings, tap on the apps and then find Xclip, and there are 2 toggles that you have to click on. First is keyboards. Turn it on and then you could get access to it anytime that you hold on the globe icon. And the next thing is that if you don't want to tap on allow anytime that you want to save the text, do the same steps, but this time you just have to tap on the paste from other apps and tap on allow. But like I said, Xclip is pretty useful for those who want to save the text. It's for anyone because sometimes you want to save a text that is very important, but you don't have the time. You just copy it and done. Next app is pretty useful for those who send a lot of screenshots to others with some sensitive data on it, and it's called whiteout. So what you have to do is just to download the app obviously and then open it up, select the screenshot, and then you can simply just tap on the text and it just covers it with a black box. And other than wiping out the text, you get some pretty decent options. For example, you can just highlight the text and add an underline or straight to your text, and some premium features obviously. I mean, apps usually have some premium features, but the free features on this app is pretty useful and decent. And the good thing is that at this point, I haven't seen any ads. And hey, it works pretty damn good. You should definitely try it out. Next app is called Paste. You know, the essential space that Nothing introduced with the Nothing Phone 3a and the 3a Pro. I talked about it in the video. This app does exactly the same job that Essential Space does on an iPhone. This app is basically a gallery for text and screenshots with voices and transcripts. But the thing is that this one is a paid app. And if you can afford $29.99 a year, it's a pretty decent and useful app to use. And the good thing about this app is that the screenshots, the text, and the transcripts don't go anywhere at all. You could just get access to it anytime that you want. Next app that I'm going to show you is pretty good for those who want to take some notes, but in a more fun way. The basic note app that comes with iOS and iPadOS is pretty good. Boring, but it's pretty good. This app that I'm going to show you is called Notability. And as you can see in the name, well, it says that it's smarter and uses AI. So it does provide a smarter and a more fun way of taking notes. Let me show you. So basically what you have to do is to open up the app and tap on the new button. And then you can do whatever you want. You could write your header, you could write your body, your caption. You get tons of fonts to choose from. Let me choose this, for example. It's pretty fun. And then you could change the size of your text. And then you could make your text more bold, italic, I don't know, place an underline, or make it left to right or right to left. This app is pretty good for drawing and, I don't know, students because it does have pencil mode, so you could use your Apple Pencil. Notability is a pretty fun app to use even for someone who doesn't really like to write or sketch. It's better than going through social media and scroll and scroll and scroll. I mean, at some point you have to stop wasting your time, right? Then you could simply save it and export to a PDF so you could share it with your friends. By far better and more fun than Apple Notes. Yes, Apple Notes syncs all your notes across all your devices, but it's boring, really boring. Okay, so next app is for those who forget about their tasks and want a proper to-do list, and it's called To-Do List. Yeah, it got tons of features, a built-in calendar, and a reminder that you could just write down any notes that you want and set a reminder for it, and it just reminds you on the time that you set, obviously. And it's way more practical than the built-in reminder app on your iPhone. It's easy to use and not confusing at all, not just other apps which are just too complicated. So basically what you have to do is just to open up the app and sign in with your account and do some customizations, then write down your name and voila. So if you want to add a task, you just have to tap on the plus icon at the bottom and write your task name. And you can add a description. And then if you tap on the calendar icon, you can choose the date. For example, I said tomorrow. Then you could choose your priorities, and next to the priority icons, we got the reminder, which is a premium feature, obviously. You gotta pay for anything that you want to use nowadays. And then you'll choose your inbox and boom, it's done now. Now if you tap on the upcoming icon at the bottom, you could see your calendar at the top, and if you tap on the month, you could just simply scroll down or up, and it's pretty fast and responsive. Down there it shows you the tasks that you wrote for it. And then if you're done with the task, you just have to simply tap on the check and bam, it's gone. So this app is pretty useful for those who want to organize their tasks and are on time, unlike me. Yes, it does have some premium features, but hey, it does the job right and it's pretty useful. So the next and the last app is very interesting. It's a voice transcription app and it's called Otter and it works hotter. Actually, you just have to simply open the app, sign into your account obviously, and then you got tons of features. First, the obvious one is the transcription option. You just have to tap on the microphone, give it the access, and then start talking. It works surprisingly well and it's very precise. Even better than the dictation that Apple provides with the keyboard. That one really sucks. Now, just like the ChatGPT though, I'm not sure if it's as intelligent, but it got chatbot. You just have to write anything you want and it just gives you some answers. And you need internet access, by the way. Now, I don't know if there's any limitations or not, but this app is very useful for those who write a lot of texts, so they have to use voice transcripts to get the job done faster. So I showed you my top favorite iPhone apps of March. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and like the video, and if you really like it, I'll make sure to make another one next month. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is ByteForge and see you in the next one.